Hello, welcome to Storyboard AI. Today, let's look at one of the most important part of training AI models, the datasets. A dataset is simply a set of data that we use to teach the models so they give us the output we are looking for. In simple terms, it's like a textbook that the AI models learn from. Now, imagine a classroom setting where you are the teacher, and imagine a model as a student. Now, every teacher uses stuff like textbooks, notes, worksheets, examples, lessons, etc., right? All this information becomes a data set. It's like a backpack filled with knowledge for the student model. Then comes the next question. Why does good data sets matter? Imagine if the textbooks and lesson plans are either wrong or not prepared well, it becomes tough for the student to understand and learn. We all know the famous saying, garbage in, garbage out. Just like students learn from what they're taught, models only learns from the data we give it. So it's very important that the data sets have enough examples, accurate examples, and a variety of examples. Otherwise, the model ends up only knowing few things, thereby not giving us the output we expect. Now comes the next question. How does an AI model understand all this data? Models have a secret language of numbers. While humans can understand pictures, words, and language, models can only understand numbers and are built on mathematical operations. At their core, you can imagine models as just super fancy calculators, where we input a bunch of numbers and we get the output as a bunch of numbers, later converted into a natural language format. So, if the model can only understand numbers, then we need to convert every picture, every word, and every sound into numbers before the model can understand it. As an example, imagine an apple for the model could be equal to 0, and a banana could be equal to 1, or a dog might become a matrix like this, and a cat might become some other matrix like this. There are specific programming libraries and tools to do this, and we can look at them later. So, to understand how to prepare a good data set for AI models, let's classify them into 8 steps. 1. Define the goal clearly. Before collecting any data, ask yourself this question: what do you want the model to do? Example: generate text, classify images, or translate a language, and think about the kind of output you want. Say, if you're building a Spanish to English translator, your dataset should have pairs of Spanish and English sentences. 2. Collect high-quality data. Use reliable and trustworthy sources to collect the data. Books, official documents, and clean user-generated content can be some of it. Avoid noisy, repetitive, or offensive materials, unless you're building a model to handle or filter it. For generative AI like ChatGPT, the training data includes websites, Wikipedia, books, code from open-source repositories, and cleaned conversations. 3. Clean the data. Make sure the data is free from typos and weird symbols, not too short or repetitive, balanced. No overrepresentation of one type, no duplicates, no grammar or format issues in standardized structures like CSVs, JSON, or plain text. 5. Label the data. For models with supervised learning, you need input-output pairs, and for unsupervised models like GPT, just give lots of good quality text and it learns patterns on its own. 5. Split the data set. Rather than giving the model everything at once, the data set is split into training set, which can be about 70 to 80% for learning. Validation set can be about 10 to 15% for tuning, and test set can be about 10 to 15% for final evaluation. 6. Format. It correctly. Models expect data in a certain structure, like text files, which are one sentence per line, CSV or JSON files, etc. 7. Watch out for bias. If your data is biased mostly from one country, gender, or language, the output from your model will be biased too. So always ask, who wrote this data? What's missing from this data? And what assumptions are being made? Final tip: iterate. Preparing data isn't a one-time thing. You collect, clean, test, and improve over and over. So, in conclusion, The quality and quantity of examples in a dataset determines how smart the models can be and how correctly they help us automate what we want the model to do. AI models can be seen as just students learning from the datasets we provide. The better our teaching materials, the smarter they become. See you in the next video with a real-world example of creating datasets from scratch. Bye!